Ice Age.
Inspires playing during dessert.
Look, the judges are nodding. Even the Egyptian judge is impressed.
Until recently, you claimed that the Earth revolved around the sun.
Welcome to History Bites. I'm Rick Green. It's been called the greatest discovery in human history. No, not the internet, agriculture. As the last ice age retreated around 8000 BC, most folks were hunters and gatherers, always on the move. When they went jogging, it wasn't to burn off their last meal, it was to catch their next one. But by 5000 BC, everything had changed. People all over the world had taken control of the food supply. Now, for those of us who've never known real hunger, it's hard to appreciate the revolution that resulted from planting crops and breeding animals. Unfortunately, written language wasn't invented until thousands of years later, so what we do know about the farming revolution comes from archaeological digs. If only we could view the Neolithic era through the second greatest invention in human history, TV.
So if you never tasted mastodon, it's probably too late. Now I'd like to welcome a special guest, Throck, well-known farming expert and a pioneer of some amazing new agricultural techniques.
Hello, Martha. A pleasure to be here.
Now, Throck, what is the advantage of gardening? Some say it's a lot of work.
Well, it's work, but so is hunting. And
I'm
as you
such
all...
a homebody. I guess that's why I just love my garden. I love the wheat and grain and corn I grow.
Yes. Now, those are some of the most popular new crops. Of course,
I prefer to make my own food. And you know, it's actually a lot less effort. It means I don't have to roam the countryside chasing after pigs and sheep to put on the table. In fact, it means I can have a table.
We're living in an era of great change, Larry. What with global warming and the oceans rising, our lifestyles are going to be drastically altered. I mean, we've already seen some species, such as mastodons, being hunted to the point of extinction. We are going to need new sources of food.
Goodbye hunting, hello gathering.
No, more than just gathering, Larry. We will actually grow the food in one place.
This week, Throg the Malodorous was appointed as the official cave painter. His paintings of animals apparently will help the rest of us catch more real animals. Now, I don't want to get off on a rant here, but has anyone considered testing this life reflects art theory? I mean, where's the proof here, huh? Okay, Throg whipped up a wall poster of old Will being killed by a bison, and sure enough, he was killed. But did anyone see the picture before the event? And if Throg did draw it first, and that made it happen, doesn't that make him guilty of murder? Or at least inciting to trample?
Yes, I was actually going to mention that, of course, but the best part of growing your own crops is something called leftovers, all right? Now, your garden will always...
That's right. My garden actually produces more than I can eat, and I love it. Now, I spend the days making pottery, making better clothes, hammering copper into tools, and best of all, making fabulous decorations. Another advantage to leftovers is that when guests drop by, I have something to trade with. Something everyone wants, food.
Now, I know many of our viewers are confused by this concept of, farting.
Farming. You see, instead of running after an animal to kill them, you keep all of them inside a fence. And then whenever you're hungry, you just go outside and you take whichever one you want. The food is right there. It is a major time saver.
What do these animals eat?
Well, of course, you have to feed them quite a few times a day.
And get water?
Oh yeah, sure, you have to bring them water, carry it over to them, and then of course build fences and then catch the animals, you know, when they escape.
Oh, so chase after them.
Yeah, you gotta chase after and hunt them down.
I believe we're entering a whole new era where we control the flow of water, the age of irrigation. Irrigation technology, or IT, is changing the way we work. It's creating a whole new farm economy. I call it I-commerce.
But here's my real beef with cave painting. If the stuff they draw comes to life, then why does he draw hunting scenes at all, huh? Hunting's dangerous. And not just from prey that's been cornered and won't go down without taking a few limbs with it, but from guys on the hunting party who get too excited or can't see so good. Someone should invent glasses, I swear. So, Throg, if you're listening, how about some pictures of buffalo dying of heart attacks right here in front of the huts, huh? That's what I want to see. I may not know art, but I know what I like to eat.
agriculture, the food is just, it grows where you want it to go, right next to your house.
The food is right there again.
It's right there. All you have to do is just plow the field and then plant the seeds and then pull out all the weeds and water it and of course then eventually harvest the crop.
Sounds like hard work.
Okay, yeah, yes it is, but once it's all grown, we get to eat whatever's left.
What's left?
Well, after we finish feeding the animals.
The Chinese have been planting rice and grains for thousands of years, and now it's starting in the Americas. This is a global trend, and we can't be left behind.
All right, Dobble in the Sahara region would like to ask a question. Unfortunately, that's really far away, so we'll never know what he said.
There are some people today, fundamentalists, who believe that God created the universe and the world and human beings around 4,004 years ago. Archaeologists believe that about 6,000 years ago, human beings had a whole different set of beliefs, and it was a lot of bull and a bit of skull.
Let us give thanks to the Almighty Power, to the Holy One who gives us strength and salvation, the Redeemer. Yes, friends, the Almighty Bull. Yes, friends, to those who worship the false gods of the skinny lizard lady with the big wig, we say, be gone! Be gone! To those who worship the skulls of the dead and decorate them with seashells and clay, we say, be gone! Be gone! We cast out these false idols and we say, embrace the one true idol, our God and Savior, the bull. Let me hear you say, Amu. Can I get an Amu? Amu.
Hunters will be hunting for work.
Larry, that's the price of progress. The hunters are going to have to get retraining, yes, and learn new skills, but instead of throwing their spears, they'll be using them to scrape lines in the dirt to put what we call seeds into their plowing.
Men 18, 19 years old, well into middle age, are going to have trouble making the career change.
I am not saying that this won't be difficult, transforming the economy from stalking prey to raising livestock, but it's inevitable.
And yet, if I understand this, the next step is letting oxen pull the plow. So you're eliminating the human there, too.
We're harnessing cow power.
Brave new world, I guess.
Friends, in these times of great change, with life so hard, with our young people embracing the new and rejecting the old ways, we need to hold on to our traditions, our faith in the bull. For the bull created the earth one patty at a time. Can I hear you say Amu? Amu!
Today, I'm going to show you how to turn a hyena skin into a beautiful, elegant hat. First, make sure the hyena is dead.
And to those who claim the skinny lizard lady with the big wig created the earth, we say you are blinded by ignorance, for the bull is real. We have seen the bull. But has anyone out there ever actually seen the skinny lizard lady with the big wig? No, sir, that's right, they have not. We are on the one true path. We are following the righteous one, the big brown horned one. We are the chosen people. Hallelujah! Amen.
Stay tuned as farmers get down and dirty in the Fertile Triangle. When archaeologists try to figure out what life was like in 6000 BC, they do it by studying what's left behind. Now imagine trying to figure out how our modern society functions by just going through, say, a garbage dump. You might eventually find something and you look at it and you think, oh, in the 21st century, people made tiny icons of their gods and then worshiped them. Actually, you'd be right. So, although no one knows exactly what the past was like, and there's a lot of disagreement over what some things mean, there's also a lot we can say with certainty about Neolithic times. For example, life really sucked.
Hey, what have we got here?
Male, 19 years old, having seizures, falling down, swallowing tongue every 5 to 10 minutes, cause unknown.
Yeah, he's had a history of these attacks. He falls over, twitching, shaking.
Any curses, demons?
No history of anything like that.
Okay, we're gonna have to drill a hole in the skull to relieve the pressure.
Right, prepare for trepanning. Stat.
And give me a hammer and a spike, some leaves to cover the hole.
Right.
Good. You're gonna be great. You're gonna be. Hold on! You know, I do not mind my wife joining the skull cult. You know, if she wants to join a skull cult and decorate those skulls with the little seashells and so on, then that's her, never mind. You know, but I do not like the way she's looking at me. Helen, I need this!
Okay, cool.
All right.
Got it. Hey!
We're here to talk about language, okay?
Yeah.
We heard about these people who don't think language is cool or important.
What's that,
like,
come
about?
on, language is important, right? It's
Yeah.
like something that's good.
You don't want to speak right,
Yeah,
right?
people, like, as if, you know? It's like that guy we knew one time.
He was like, language whatever, and I was like, yeah, language
whatever.
Here's an offer that can bring more romance to your relationship.
Making love better.
This tastefully illustrated guide shows you how you can add joy and beauty to your most intimate relationship. And you'll learn to share yourself with your life partner and still keep an eye out for wild animals.
It's great. It's just great.
It's really brought the safety back into our marriage.
The positions are great. No one or nothing can sneak up on us.
Making love better comes to you on a plain brown clay tablet. It'll revitalize your romance and save you from tigers.
Now we can make the beast with 2 backs and not worry about the beast with 2 saber teeth.
Okay, let me tell you, these guys are still in the hunt. And that's what I love about them, eh? Love the hunt.
So you don't think hunting parties will be totally replaced by agricultural activities?
No way, hunting's there to stay. And these guys plowing and planting crops, what are those guys called?
The farm teams.
That's right, the farm teams. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with farm teams, but they ain't got the skills that teams who are in the big league, big game games do. Wild animals, that's our game. Always has been our game.
Boy, we are busy today. Must be a full moon out, huh? What do we have here?
Elderly woman, 38 years old, has gone blind.
Shows a history of numbness in the hands, increasing difficulty walking, chronic fatigue.
Any curses or demons?
Yeah, her family says she's had these symptoms for a long time.
Okay, well, you know what? It sounds like a nervous disorder. We have no choice. You know what the procedure is.
Right.
Yeah.
Prepare for trepanning. Stat.
Number 2 chisel, small hammer. Thank you very much. Madam, you are going to be fantastic. Hold still.
As agriculture caught on in Asia, Europe, Africa, and the Americas, it meant families stayed in one place for generations, which meant no more living in a tent. Forget the mobile home. It's time to put down roots.
That's fine, Throck. I can get it from here. And we'll just let these bake. Leave them in the oven for a while. Now, what temperature should we be baking these bricks at?
I like to bake my bricks at a temperature of very hot.
Right. I like to bake my bricks at a temperature of just a little bit hotter. I find it gives my bricks that extra bit of strength.
Oh, well, that's good. Now, when the bricks are baked, take them out of the fire and let them cool.
I like to take mine out of the fire at night when it's cooler and let them really cool. I find it makes them just that much easier to work with. It's a little extra work staying up, but I think it's worth it.
Good. Now you're ready to start using those bricks to build yourself a house. Now the first thing you want...
Baked bricks. Now that's good home cooking. Thanks, Throck, for coming by.
Bow and the arrow, and they're scoring more shots.
Okay, let me tell you, when I was in the hunt, we didn't need no bow. We used muscle, eh? Throwing a spear, no shooting, no arrow.
Well, the bow is allowing shots from farther out, and that is cutting down on injuries. There's fewer maulings, fewer guys getting bitten in half.
The bow and arrows are for sissies. These guys come from Europe bringing in these bows and arrows and all this skill. Throwing it for our guys who are still in the hunt.
Now we return to Movies for Neolithic Guys Who Like Movies on TBS.
One of the latest trends is to make your meat and vegetables into something called soup. For this, you'll need a very special piece of cooking equipment, a pot. But not just any pot, one that can stand the heat. Because if it can't stand the heat, it should stay out of the kitchen. Isn't that clever? You can tell this is a new pot because it's decorated on the outside. I did this myself, but really it's so easy, any talented person with taste and great skill could do it.
Violent mood swings, huh?
Yes. His wife says some days he's fine and other days he's a completely different person. Ever since he fell off the roof of his house and hit his head.
Any curses or demons?
Nothing obvious.
Hey, Carol, you know the drill.
Mark!
Right, prepare to panic.
That man in bed 4 appears to be in a deep state of depression.
All right, we'll get some bombs, some leeches, and prepare the patient for trepanning.
Right!
Okay, doctor, the woman with the multiple personalities and the man with the brain tumor, they're ready for their trepannings. Okay, good. And the boy in bed 9, the one with the earache?
Yeah.
Prepare him for trepanning.
Good idea, right.
Thanks very much, Carol. Okay, you're gonna be fine.
Stay tuned as the Wild Kingdom becomes Green Acres. It's estimated a family of hunter-gatherers need thousands of acres to support themselves. To support a family of farmers, you only need about 25 acres. So as farming caught on between 8,000 and 5,000 BC, life all over the world became more stable. For the first time, there was surplus food and spare land and spare time. The result? More babies, more progress, more problems.
And prevent these gentle giants from going extinct. Good luck to them. Turning now to business news. Precious metals took a tumble today on the markets. Copper was down from yesterday's high by 2 1/3 sheepskins on reports that a new high-temperature refining process would dramatically increase copper production. And obsidian declined by 5.5 with the announcement of the discovery of fresh obsidian in several volcanoes in Italy. And at the stock market, there was a lot of stock. And now, here's She Who Looks at Skies with the long-range weather. She Who?
Thanks, Ehu. Well, I'm still calling for this great warming trend to continue into the weekend. That means more ice melting and more seas rising.
Having a profound effect on the real estate values.
Now, how does that work? Now I thought because the glaciers are gone, would increase the amount of land available?
Yes, but at the same time, it's causing the oceans to rise. So a lot of prime real estate is disappearing. People who live near seas and oceans, and that's, a lot of people are going to have to move.
So now your advice to the long-term investor is?
Get out of waterfront developments and put your money into transportation, such as these new canoes and the reed boats. That's the future.
Welcome back. We're talking with Damma the Corn Grower, author of You Pull My Hair, I'll Pull Yours. Now, Damma, you're opposed to the fertility symbols. What do you say to those who claim these symbols are a celebration of womanhood and of female sexuality?
Larry, it's pornography. Look at this smut, all right? We have all these wonderful new technologies, carvings, and pottery, and what are we using it for? To spread hard clay. Hardcore porn. We're seeing obscene obsidian and slutty slate.
So this isn't celebration, it's exploitation.
Well, look at them. I mean, great detail on the body and nothing on the face. To me, that says it all right? When you reduce a woman to a small object, you are indeed objectifying her, all right? And to me, this is just...
objectionable.
Yeah.
What do you think of the hunters wearing face masks?
Yeah, it's a good idea. Hey, get a wooden mask all carved up, scares the animals, wards off evil spirits.
If you're like me and you've settled down and given up the nomadic lifestyle, then you'll want your home to be beautiful. Once the walls are up, the roof is on, and the entrance hole in the ceiling is opened up, it's time to decorate. Some popular decor items are lucky charms, magic amulets, and sacred icons. They're attractive and functional. But for a more impressive display, there's nothing like the warm human touch of a real skull, decorated with beads and shells. And I'm going to show you how to make one of these. You can use an old skull you found by a grave or massacre site, but I prefer to make my own. Now, my special guest to help me out is Throck.
I don't know much about decorating, Martha, so I don't know how much help I'll be.
Oh, I couldn't do it without you. Look, a dodo.
You know, son, Your mother and I have recently settled questions about our future. We want to make sure that we're well taken care of when we get to be older.
You mean you and Mom are gonna have more kids?
That's right, son. More children will mean we'll be taken care of in case of a famine. Or we'll have someone to eat in case of a bad famine.
Maybe Susan and I should have some more kids.
Plus, we've taken steps to settle questions around our funeral.
Well, that's smart, Dad. Organizing what you want buried with you for the afterlife?
I've even started to pile up rocks near my tomb.
Good for you, Dad. Maybe I should start gathering my rocks, too.
Couldn't hurt, son.
Find out how you can make arrangements for your old age with Freedom 33.
This agricultural revolution created our modern world, but some skeptics say it also created our modern problems. In his book, Ishmael, author Daniel Quinn argues that giving up our so-called natural lifestyle is exactly what has led to all of our modern problems. You know, problems like living past the age of 30, like keeping your teeth, like not losing half your infants to disease, like bathing more than once a month, or never suffering natural famines and those great natural plagues. Modern problems like books, eyeglasses, toilet paper. Tell you what, Mr. Quinn, move out of your house with the running water and the heating, carve yourself a spear, go in the woods and kill yourself some food and clothing. Live the natural life, because then you'll find out why history bites. Sorry.
Women are being barraged by images of the ideal body shape, and in trying to reach it, they're risking their health, okay? Take a look at this. I mean, this is what our society says is attractive and then the most fertile body, okay? Men worship these, all right? They carry them around. I know this plus-size beauty looks good on the altar, hanging around your neck, but it's not realistic, okay? You give your daughter a doll like this to play with, a Malibu Venus, and you're sending out a harmful message, all right? You're saying that huge matronly breasts are attractive, okay? Young women are binging on food to become fat, and they're having kids just so they can grow huge udders like this. How many die in childbirth?
Well, to be fair, young women are having babies because there's no way to prevent it.
Thin women may be ugly, but they have value too, okay? I'd like to see some thin fertility gods.
Well, it's been tried. They were so thin, they broke.